Well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to ask the sun to come out. It's going to be nice and miserable, but that's okay. So we're on the passenger side of the car. We're going to open the car up. A little chrome handle right here, my friend. Pops the passenger side of the hood until it gets stuck. If you remember in previous videos, the problem with this is you can't put the hood up with one hand. And we're going to let this engine cool down just a little bit, but the first thing you need to do is loosen this screw on your air bath air cleaner, and there's going to be another one over here on the carburetor side. So this is just a flat screwdriver. Pretty simple. You do have to bring it all the way out. There's a little bracket you have to work around. I'm going to pan you guys over. Now that carburetor side, that was just a flat screwdriver too, so I just used the exact same one here. Now we're just going to lift this whole assembly off. Just like that. So here's the oil bath air cleaner. So what I had done is I obviously drained all your old oil into a container. And then here's all the sludge and dirt. Here's some out of the grass. Got to get picked up so the kids don't step in it. I still got to do a little more work to it. That's what it should look like. It was grungy, black. I mean, there's like little rocks in there. Still see some of them right here. So obviously you do not want that in your engine. So we're gonna keep scrubbing. So I also poured a little bit of paint thinner inside the old air filter itself. There's some grease and grime that were in there. So here's the air filter that I had cleaned. What I actually dropped it in the driveway, and I noticed a bunch of gunk came out. So I decided to get a box and drop it on a box. This is everything that's come out of it so far. So it let's just admit it may be time for new air filter. Let's flip this box over. Try it again. Obviously, not the most scientific way of doing it. So I was filling this up. I noticed that there's an excessive amount of oil all over this nice clean box. I didn't spill that much oil, and if you can see, it's slowly dripping. So I have a small pinhole in the actual bowl. So I'm gonna have to drain all this, and it's now dirty oil. I'm gonna find a way to plug that hole. So here we are down the garage. My air, there we go. The oil bath has 3 little holes there. So I'm gonna try to solder those together, because I don't know how else to fix those. Let's see if I can get better. There we go. There's a little better angle. So here's the oil bath part here. Looks like it's doing a little better job. Let me find my first ever soldering job. Definitely nothing to brag about, but it's holding oil. So it took a couple minutes and just let this bowl sit here for two reasons. Number one, I just want to make sure that no oil was leaking out. And then second, to make sure I have the oil level correct. So, you know, obviously I poured in here, and then there's little holes that will let the oil seep down through into this part of the bowl here. So just giving it a couple minutes, it will seep in there and make sure I have the correct oil level. So now we're going to put this back together. Just going to move this right here. This wire mesh will sit right. So then this assembly here will go right on top. Threads down through. So there it is, completely reassembled, ready to go back in the car. Really not much to this. That top V-neck screw there, we just, you know, hand tighten that. And now we'll go over and get it back on the Buick. So we're back at the car. All we're going to do is just set this air filter back. I like to start with the carburetor side, kind of hold this end down while you bring this clamp down and around. I don't trust it to stay here on its own. Hold it on that side, and then this clamp, just do the same. The beauty of these old cars is how simple they are to work on. You need a flathead or a Phillips screwdriver, usually just a flathead. That one you snug up nice and tight. We'll double check. Well, let's start it up and see how it sounds.